All right, so in this video, we're going to talk about why, from day one of running your coaching business, you need to sell high ticket. It's the easiest, fastest way to get to where you want to go. And this is something that took me a very long time to learn. And once I started charging high ticket, that's kind of really when my business took off. So I want to explain to you the many reasons why you need to charge high ticket and why it's the best option for you. So if you're thinking about, you're seeing other coaches out there in this space that are telling you to sell low ticket or to sell like a free course or all that, have a lead magnet, all that. This is going to give you a lot of clarity on like what's the actual best path for you to get to where you want to go. So ultimately, everyone is telling you to start low ticket, and I've tried it. And again, it's taken me a long time to like get past this limiting belief. But what I've realized from experience is that low ticket is actually the hardest path for you to get to where you want to go. So if you want to make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month and beyond, and you want to have a relatively peaceful life, you're not, working with hundreds of clients and you actually enjoy working with clients, then you're definitely going to want to sell high ticket. It's far easier. It's far more profitable. And your likelihood of succeeding with high ticket is so much more than if you were to do low ticket. So it is by far the fastest way to make real money. So if you want to make money fast, you need to charge high ticket. Even if you're a complete beginner, even if you don't have a program in place yet, low ticket only is going to be beneficial for you if you have a massive brand like Tony Robbins, or you have a massive ad budget to spend on ads. The reason why I say that is because you need to be really, really good at creating funnels. You need to be really good at creating websites, landing pages, if you're going to sell low ticket. Because the advantage with high ticket is all you really have to do is just get on a call, right? All you have to do is just jump on a Zoom call. And that's part of the reason why my program and our system is really heavily revolved around booking calls in your calendar, because you can charge high ticket if you get people on a call with you. If you're charging low ticket, there's no point in jumping on a call with someone. And it's all revolved around marketing. It's heavily involved with the funnels, the landing page, and having all this complicated stuff set up. And again, it's going to require a massive ad budget. When you're running ads with high ticket, you only need one client to pay you $2,000, $3,000, for that month, and now you're extremely profitable. And so your profit margins are very, very high with high ticket. Your profit margins with low ticket is very, very low. And if you want to make the business as easy as possible, you want to have high profit margins, because you're going to have to spend money on ads, right? A lot of money if you want to get clients. And clients are not easy to come by. They're hard to get. And ultimately, this is the math that kind of just explains everything for you. So low ticket, like I said, is tiny margins. With high ticket, this is the big advantage. So if you talk to anyone in this space, any of the coaches that are making 100, 200 grand a month, whatever, if they do low ticket, they're at best getting a 2x on their ad spend. But majority of the coaches that I talk to that are making 100, 200K a month, they're breaking even on their ad spend, which is terrible. Which means you spend $1 on Facebook ads, you get $1 back. You spend $20,000 on ads a month and you get roughly $20,000 back. That's not good, right? And the reason why they do that is because they have a huge back-end ascension offer that they sell to the leads that come through on that low-ticket offer, and they ascend a portion of those clients to the high-ticket offer. But nonetheless, it's just not nearly as profitable. Now, if you're selling high-ticket, it's very, very reasonable to get like a 5x return on your ad spend. So you spend $1 on Facebook ads, you get $5 back. So for example, I remember one month this was like our worst month in terms of like ROI or return on investment. I think we spent like, I don't know, $5,000 on ad spend and we made back like $35,000. But we've had a 10x return on our investment pretty frequently. And you don't get that with a low ticket offer. So it's just so much more profitable with high ticket. Not to mention, when you have that healthy profit margin, you can spend a lot more on ads because you're making so much more off of each client. Also, not to mention, if you're selling high ticket, you only need 3 clients. So let's say your goal is to make $10,000 a month. Well, let's say you charge $3,500 or $3K, right? To get to $10,000 a month, you basically need to sell 3 clients. It's a little over 3 clients, but let's just round it to 3, right? So for high ticket, you only need 3 clients at a $3K price point. If you're selling a low ticket offer, right? Let's just do the math on that. Let's say you charge $50 for your low ticket course, right? And you want to make $10,000 a month. You need 200 customers. You need 200 people to buy your low ticket course. Okay. That's a lot of people. That's way harder than selling 3 people at 3K. And This is something that I had a very hard time wrapping my head around when I first started my coaching business, which is I thought if I sell something that's cheap and affordable, it's going to be way easier to sell. And it's not the truth. I'm telling you right now from experience, I know you're thinking that and it makes sense. I'm telling you it's the opposite. You want to sell high ticket because selling high ticket, selling a higher priced product to a few amount of people is so much easier than selling a very cheap product to hundreds of people. Because again, this will always stay the same. Customers are hard to come by. It's not easy. No matter who tells you it is easy, it's not. And so if you're running ads and you only need 3 clients to reach your income goal, it's just so much easier. Not to mention, think about the difference in fulfillment, the difference in your experience in the business, how much time you're going to have to spend helping hundreds of clients versus just helping 3, right? You can easily help 3 clients a month, easily, and you'll have complete time freedom. If you have 200 clients, have fun. You're going to have a lot of customer ticket support. You're going to have a lot of customer service headaches. You're going to have a lot of emails. People are having questions and problems and headaches. It's just going to be a nightmare, right? More customers equals more chaos. And so the less customers you need to reach your income goal, the better your business is going to be, the easier it'll be for you, the more fun it's going to be. So that's another reason why you need to charge high ticket versus selling low ticket, okay? And again, I know there's a lot of coaches out there that will tell you that low ticket is by far the best path to do it. And this is why I wasted so many years of my life, is because there's so many coaches out there that are teaching you their way is the best way, when in reality, it's not. They're selling you outdated strategies, or they're just being not truthful to you. Just telling you how it is. Low ticket is by far the hardest way to do it. Okay. And if anyone tells you that's the easiest way to do it and selling high ticket's way harder, they're lying to you. Run the opposite way from that person. Okay. Now, another thing with high ticket, why it's so much simpler, is because all you need to do is 2 things, the high ticket offer. You need a real offer, right? Which is you're solving a problem that people want to solve. Okay. Simple. And you need to get good at selling on a call. Okay. Now, contrary to what people believe, especially beginner coaches, they think that sales is like the hardest thing in the world. It's really not. You jump on a call, you ask questions, you find out where they're at, you diagnose the solution to their problem, and you tell them the price. Like it's not rocket science. Now, I'm making it sound super easy. There's obviously a skill that's involved. I've paid a lot of money to master this skill. Sales is really, really important. But in a nutshell, in terms of all the skills you need to learn, marketing, creating landing pages, websites, creating a low ticket funnel, that is way harder than learning how to sell on a call, a 45-minute Zoom call. Way, way harder than a Zoom call. So it's actually pretty damn simple. Low ticket, though, on the opposite end, you need to learn funnels. You need to learn tech. You need to learn how to build a website. You need to learn email marketing. You need to learn how to have a landing page that sends people to a upsell offer. You need to have multiple offers. It's so much more of a headache, not to mention way less profitable. You need to have way more customers. You got to have a big ad budget. There's just so many reasons why low ticket is so much harder than high ticket. And so just talking to somebody on a call is so much simpler than building this big, massive, complex machine with all these different buttons and all these different funnels and click funnels and, landing pages, building a website. It's just so much simpler. Okay. I was making $20,000, $30,000 a month without a website. And the reason why is because all I did was just learn sales. That's it. I didn't have a low ticket offer. I had a high ticket offer from day one. And that's what you need to do as well as a coach. And so the truth that no one wants to talk about is that cheaper is not easier. And I understand it sounds easier in your mind that like, oh, if I sell a cheap product, it's affordable. A lot of people are going to be able to want to buy that. But the thing is that you need a lot of people buying, and that's what makes it harder. You want the fewest amount of people needing to buy from you as possible. That's what makes it easier for you. And so when I charged more money, literally my business changed overnight. I'm not even kidding. I used to sell $400, $500 products. Okay. The second I started charging $3K, $4K, $5K, et cetera, that's when my life changed overnight. That's when I started making the income that I wanted to make. And that's when my business exploded. And so business becomes a lot simpler. You only need a few clients. You make way more profit, and it's way faster growth. And not to mention, it takes far less skills to master high ticket than it does with low ticket. And so there's not only is it beneficial for you, I'm also going to give you a reason why it's better for you and your clients. Okay. So not just good for you, but also good for your clients. So when you have a high ticket program that you're selling, you're going to have higher profit margins, which means you're going to have more profit, which means you can take that profit that you get and you can reinvest it back into your program and make your program better for your clients, right? So maybe you can hire multiple employees to do the coaching for you. You could hire someone to do check-ins with your clients. You can make the program better because you have more profit to reinvest back into the business, specifically fulfillment, to make the experience better for your clients. So more money that you're charging up front means better experience for your clients. Not to mention, you're going to deliver better results, okay? I've just seen this firsthand. When people spend more money with you, they tend to get better results. And the reason why is because they take what you're saying seriously. If you give someone a free course, you're going to get a bunch of people who are just not going to take action. They're not going to take it seriously. They're not going to value it, and they're just not going to spend the time and energy and take it seriously. But if you sell a high ticket program, 3K or even 2K, right, whatever, they will take it seriously and they will spend the time to master whatever you're teaching, and they will get better results because of it. So they will pay attention, and not to mention, when you sell high ticket, there's a higher perceived value, right? If you're free, people are not going to value that nearly as much as when you charge 2-3K, right? So there's a higher perceived value. There's so many reasons why you need to charge high ticket. I could go on and on all day about this with you, but ultimately, it's going to deliver better results for your clients. And ultimately, that to me is the most important thing, that your clients get the best results possible. There's one thing that matters the most, and that is client results. So you're going to get your clients better results if you charge high ticket. Not to mention, you're going to serve them at a higher level. You can't spend time with your clients one-on-one if you're charging only $5, right? You're not going to get paid enough to be able to spend that time one-on-one and give that hands-on attention to your clients if they're only paying you $5. Now, if they're paying you, 5K or even 10K, well, then you can spend a lot more time and attention with them to justify helping them closely and getting them better results, right? And not to mention, this is another reason for you to do high ticket, which is that you're going to attract clients that you actually want to work with, okay? So, for example, when you sell to low-ticket buyers, people that buy a $200, $300 course, they're going to ghost you. They're going to complain. They're not going to commit. They're not going to get the results. They're not going to take it seriously. Not to mention, they're going to ask you for what your refund policy is. They're going to ask you what your guarantee is. I mean, there's this joke, and you've probably seen this meme. If you haven't, it's so true, which is the $500 client is going to ask you, hey, what's the guarantee? What's your promise? I really want to make sure that I get my investment on this, right? That's how they would respond with a $500 product. And then the person who wires you like $20,000, they're like, okay, money's sent. Like they're not a headache at all. The more money someone spends with you, the better of a client they are, the easier they are to work with, the less hand-holding they need, the more enjoyable they are to work with. They show up, they take action, they actually win, right? The $200 client is so much harder to work with than the $5,000 client. And again, I've seen this firsthand from experience. And at first I didn't believe this until I actually started doing this, and I realized, holy shit, the more that I charge, the better clients I get. The more fun I actually have in the business. And so you don't want to charge low ticket. You want to charge high ticket, okay? I know a lot of people, they don't charge high ticket because they have this, what is the word? Imposter syndrome. They think that they can't justify charging high ticket. But think about it like this. If you've mastered a skill and you can actually guarantee someone can get a result if they take the action that you tell them to take, right? And the skill that you're teaching them is actually valuable and it solves a really important problem, you should get paid well for that. Like, you're changing people's lives with that high ticket offer and you're spending time with them one-on-one, which is the most valuable thing you can possibly give to somebody is your time, right? And so you have to get out of that whole, like, I don't know if I can charge 2-3K, right? I'm talking to the beginner coaches out there who they're on the fence about charging high ticket. This is for you. Like, trust me on this. Charging high ticket is the best thing you will ever do. And once you start charging high ticket, you'll never go back to charging low ticket. It's a game changer. And then not to mention, this is the path to the life that you want, right? High ticket's going to give you better clients, better results. It's going to give you a better business. It's going to give you a better life, less chaos. You're going to get to your goals so much faster. If you want to make $10,000, $30,000 a month, you're going to do it with high ticket. You're not going to do it with low ticket. You could do it with low ticket, but it's going to be, I'm telling you, 100 times harder. Not even exaggerating. Like, it's going to be so much harder for you to do that with a low ticket offer. And the coolest part is with high ticket, you can literally start from zero with no experience, never sold a program before in your life, and you can get people to not only pay you, but get awesome results with you in your high ticket program, and you will actually enjoy it so much more. So anyway, I want to keep this video short, but these are just the many of reasons why You should charge high ticket from day one. It took me a long time to learn this lesson. And I learned this lesson the hard way because I used to charge low ticket. And I'm telling you from experience, it's a game changer. If you're not charging high ticket right now, you need to starting today. I promise you it'll be the best decision you ever made, especially when you get really good at selling high ticket. There's nothing cooler than being able to speak with someone for 45 minutes to an hour long call and you're getting paid thousands of dollars. Like, that is a really cool skill to learn and master, and it's going to make your life a hell of a lot more fun. It's going to be a lot more enjoyable, and that's the fastest way to get to where you want to go. So anyway, hopefully you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.